Guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kelly. Remember, if you're new on the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get most of our new content. Remember, we create videos basically to help you maximize the potential of all of our software solutions, including DorthPro. We also create videos to encourage you on software development, on business automations, and developing product for all forms of business. So let's dive into what we have for today. Alright, today we shall be looking at the admin menu. Yeah, we've created an account already on DorthPro. You've created a free account, and having created the free account, now we've navigated over all of the menus, right? All of the dashboard rather, and notifications. So today let's look at the menus. Let's see how each menu works. So on the left on your screen, you see we have up to 6 menus here, and each menu has a sub menu, which is a function, which is the major function of DorthPro, right? So let's start with the adding of users. Now you've created an account and you probably want to add user because you are using the professional standard plan. For professional standard plan users, you can add users up to about 10 users. For standard plans, you can add up to 3 users, while for professional users, you can add up to 10 or thereabout. So, but for basic users, you cannot add user. One person can only use it at a time. If eventually you upgrade to the standard, you added and then go back to the basic, it is just one person that can use it at a time, right? So that's how it works. Okay, let's see how you add user. To add the user, click on the add user button, enter the full name of the add user. Let's say I'll create John Bosco. Right, they enter their username. The username is always an email address. Please do enter email address. So I'll say johnbosco@mail.com or gmail.com, as the case may be. This doesn't exist on mail.com. Alright, so you select role. You can select a cashier, sales rep, eventually. And the role is actually determines how their dashboard looks. The role determines how the dashboard will look like. So for admin, if you select them as an admin, the dashboard will look like yours, and they will have special abilities, like for them to be able to give right to users, do whatever you are doing as well. So I do advise that you be the only admin. But however, if you want to switch, give somebody the right of an admin, no problem, right? So you can select them as a cashier and sales rep. They're basically the same thing, but as the case may be, depending on how you want to run your business. Okay, so I'll select this person as a cashier, select their store. So remember, on DorthPro you can create up to you can assign your staff to stores, because you have different locations, stores or branch, whatever you call it, depending on the business you do. So you can assign them to a particular location, so they can only have access to that particular store. So the inventory, the report, and everything will be there. So click on add user. Immediately I click on add user, automatically this user has been created. John Bosco created. So let me log out and log in as John Bosco and see. Now once you create a new user, what happens is that the system generates a password for that user. The default password is 123. That's the default password for everybody. Okay, so once you click on sign in, it takes you to a page where you have to change your password. It takes you to a page where you change your password. So you enter the password, the new password. So I've entered my new password. You make sure you confirm it, then change password. So now once you change password, it will tell you to password change successfully. Then you can now successfully log in. So sign in. So John Bosco is fully signed. You can see now John Bosco can see the notifications, but the dashboard is different from your dashboard as an admin. So you can see it's a cashier at the top right here. So it's in Badagry office. That's the store that will put him in. So basically now, so as what John can see, John can only see his own transaction. He cannot see other person's transaction. So whatever he posts, that is what he would see. Currently he has no menu. The only thing he can do is to make a direct sale, probably view soon to expired items that have reached another level of transfer. Apart from that, he can't do any other thing. You can see on the left his menu is blank. So it's now left for the admin to pass him some rights. we'll call it right. So the right are the functions you also want him, the menus you also want him to have. So how do you give right to a new user? So you're still under the admin menu, you scroll down until you see a menu called give user right. Give user right. Click on give user right. Select the user. You should see here we have so many users here. If you click on this, you see it displays all the right that this user currently has. You can delete a particular one that you don't want the user to have anymore. Maybe he was using this and now you don't want that person to have it. For example, I don't want Joy to still have receive items, so I click on remove right and it will be removed. Okay, so now how do you give right? You select the person's name, like John Bosco. Select the menu. Remember, we have up to 6 menus, so which menu are you giving? Do you want to select it right from? So select the admin menu. When you select the menu, to bring out all the menus under that admin menu, all the sub menus. So you click on this select sub menu. You see we have add user, disable user. So I want this person to be able to add items. The one you want, you click on it. So add items. I want him to be able to manage the price of items. So let's go back. I also want him to have inventory menu. So under the inventory, I want him to be able to check the stock level and also probably be able to receive new items. You can further give him more. Let's give him more. Let's see. Let's still give this person more. I want him to see some reports like item list and all that, right? That's how it works. So you can delete, like I said, if you don't. That's how you give rights to user. If you don't want to delete from here, you can come to the menu button. The menu. They are under the admin menu. You click on delete rights. In here, you can only delete it. You cannot give. So you select the name again and you just delete. So I can come here and say, okay, now I don't want this person to be able to change prices. Click on this and voila, that's how you do that. So let me log out and log in as John Bosco again and see what John Bosco has. So in here now John Bosco has 3 main menus with some sub menus inside. So we have admin menu. He has add items, so you can create items. He has inventory, so you can check the stock balance. You can also receive items. So we have reports where you can check the list of items. So the item list is different from your stock balance. The item just shows you the items that have been created in the system, while inventory shows you items with quantity, right? Okay, so that's for creating of users and giving them right. Let's move further. Let's see what we can also do about users. Still under the admin menu. Remember, the admin menu basically is used to manage your items, manage users, manage prices and all that. Okay, so let's now look at other things. So you can also disable a user for whatever reason. Maybe that staff no longer works with you, or you suspend the staff, or there are some persons that might say, oh, this staff, I don't want my staff to have access to the software outside the premise, my business premises. So you can disable them only when they are outside the premise, so they can't have access to the software while they are outside. However, you can enable them back when they are in. So to disable them, you can search the name of the person you want to delete. Let's say I want to disable Mary Jones, so I disable Mary Jones. Okay, so I disable Mary Jones. I also want to disable John Bosco. So John Bosco will just create it. I can disable him here. So once I've disabled John Bosco, let's now log in as John Bosco and see what happens. So when John Bosco tries to access the software, it will tell them user deactivated. So John Bosco needs to be activated before he can come. He can start. He can have access to the software. To activate them back, let's click on activate user and activate. Click on activate. So once activated, this user now can now log into the system successfully. So if you look at it here, let's go back to John Bosco. Click. See, John Bosco is fully logged in now. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, so some other things about user management. You can also, let's say, if staff of yours can come and say, please, I forgot my password, I can't log in, system keeps telling me my password is incorrect. You can help them reset their password by clicking on reset password. So when you click on reset password, what happens is that their password is taken back to the default password, which is 123. For example, I can reset Mary Johnson, so it takes them back to that default password 123. So they need to go back, log in again as using that one to say Mary. I think Mary is Mary@mail.com. Put pressing that 1 2 3 again, then it will take me back to this page for me to change my password, and then change it to whatever I want, and then log in again. Okay, so that's the essence of resetting password. So resetting password is actually different from you changing your password. Changing your password is the same as like you come to your your name, click on it, click on change password there. What you are doing here is that you're changing your password because you feel your password has been compromised, and you can change your password there. But for resetting of password, you no longer know your password. Your password, you cannot log it, so tell your admin to reset the password for you. So still on user management, if we scroll down under the user management, there are things you can do. You can also change the role of your staff. You can change the role of your staff. Maybe a staff you created as an admin, you want to change it back to a cashier or sales rep, or you want to change from cashier to sales rep, whatever you call them. I can come here, click on this pencil besides any of the staff. Click on the pencil icon and select what you want to change. So I'm changing this cashier to a sales rep. I just click on update, and that will be updated on the staff. You can see staff role has been changed. Whenever I log in, I'll be a sales rep. Also, you can also change your staff location. So when maybe your staff comes in and you are transferring your staff to another location, right? They are no longer because the way DorthPro works, wherever you log in, that is the location you can have access to. If you are attached to a particular location, your inventory, your sales report, your everything you do is tied to that particular location. So you cannot see the inventory of other locations. So when you are moving a staff to another location, you have to transfer. There's no need to create another account for them. Just change your location so they can start having access. But for you as an admin, you don't need to change your location. You can just simply switch store by clicking on that change store menu, and you switch, right? So for example, John Bosco, I can change him from the Badagry office, change him to main store. So whenever I log in, it will now be in the main store. So that's about it for user management, still under the admin manager. So now let's look at items, how you create items. Remember I told you we checked on item list just now, we showed you all the items in the system. What you see that there. But now, how do we create new items in the system? It's simple. You just click on add items. But before you create your items, it's important you have the particular categories. You see one there. Click on select item categories. You see there are some categories here. So the essence of categories is for you to separate your items. So because the system generates reports by category as well. So you can there's a report, a financial report called revenue by category. So you see each categories, how much they are generating for you, how much each category is generating for you, what's your gross profit from each category. So maybe you have a supermarket, you can separate your supermarket categories, like maybe groceries, maybe drinks and so on. Or if you have a supermarket and a pharmacy together, you can separate them, say pharmacy items, supermarket items. If you have a restaurant, you can say okay, this food, drinks, however you want to separate it, so you know what's your income. So if your category, before you start, if you have not added your category, just simply go to add category and put in the categories there. So let's say supermarket. I think I've created supermarket before. So if you created a supermarket already exists, okay. Alright, let's move on. So let's add an item here. To add an item, you just simply select the item. So I can say jewelries. If it is jewelries I want to add, so when selecting the name, after you select the category, when entering the name, it's important your name is descriptive enough, especially for supermarket and pharmacy users. Be descriptive enough so that you will know which is which. You know, there's some items that may be similar in terms of shape, color, even names, right? So for example, let's say for example, like for perfumes now, you see where we have perfumes like let's say Nivea roll-on. Even this Nivea roll-on, it has different type. We have dry impact, we have simply fresh, and so on and so forth. So you need to specify the names, right? Specify, be specific and be descriptive in their name. So Nivea roll-on, let's say dry impact, whatever I want to, let's say I say Nivea dry impact roll-on, and let's say 33 mil, right? For pharmacy users, you know what to do. If you are creating your items, you have to be specific by entering the names, the brand names, the company names, like you do. So for example, we have something like paracetamol tab. If it's syrup, you know what to do, or you put your syrup. So if it's M and B, you can change this to M and B paracetamol syrup or tab, right? If it is Dana seed, if it is a Gascol, and so on, just be specific. Say Gascol suspension, for example. Well, I think we have 300 ml, because there are some items that have different sizes. Then the next is to put in the barcode. You know, for pharmacy users, most pharmacies don't really care about barcode, but for supermarket users, you can put in the barcode. The barcode is the essence of the barcode. You use it to scan the items when you want to sell them, right, or receive them, or make changes in the item. It helps you get the items faster instead of typing in the name, right? So when you want to enter the barcode, plug in your barcode scanner. Scan the code from the item. Please do not type in the item, because most time the number you type in is not the same with what the scanner and the machine picks from the item. So if there's no barcode, if you're not using barcode, you can put 0 or just leave it blank. But you see, I've gone to create Gascol suspension as perfume, which is wrong. So we should show you how to change the category later. So in here, let's create another item. Let's say supermarket. Let's say Gino tomato sauce, tomato paste, sachet, just like that. Put in the barcode scan. So that's how you add items. It's straightforward. You can also modify the name of an item by clicking on modify item name. Maybe you made a mistake on that item. Let's say that Gino. So I click on Gino tomato paste, right? So once I click on it, I say, oh, it's not the sachet, rather is a cup. So I say, okay, maybe the cup is like let's say 15 ml, or if it's cup you want to write on your own, no problem. You click on modify, and that's how you modify the name of an item. Remember, when you're modifying the name, you always click on this pencil besides the pencil icon beside the item you want to modify. Okay, so going further, like I said, you can change the category of an item. Like maybe you made a mistake while creating it. So the item we made mistake on was Gascol, right? So Gascol is in perfume. So to change it, I click on this search, click on the pencil, select the category, go back. So Gascol is supposed to be pharmacy item. I click on pharmacy and I update, right? So once you check now, if we set, let's see Gascol now. Gascol now is now in pharmacy, right? So now next is managing the prices of your item. Now there are times you go to the market and you say, oh, please, or someone could call you and say, there's a change in the prices, so the prices are no longer the same like you knew it was, right? So you want to change the price without touching the inventory. So that's where you manage your item price, right? Let's say I think we have Panadol in this. Let's say they call you and say Panadol's price has changed. You just search the name of the item and click on the item. So you see the cost price that the last cost price that you bought it. So the cost price is, this is the unit cost price, the cost price for 1 unit. So the minimum you sell, if you sell per unit, if you sell per pack, you sell per box. So the minimum you sell, that's the cost price you will put there. If you sell by sachet for pharmacy, if you sell per one for supermarket, and the case may be. So you put in your unit price. Let's say this is 200. Let's say you want to remove the price, the cost price that way. This is the selling price, units retail selling price, retail selling price. So let's say you want to change it to 500 naira. So the pack price. Now what is pack price? And the pack price are special type of pricings where you give a special discount to customers if they are buying certain quantity of that particular item. For example, if I sell this Panadol at the rate of 500 and someone wants to buy pack, so a pack is like maybe 10 sachets and above, or 20 sachets and above, or 12 sachets and above, that's a pack. So I'll say, okay, instead of me selling at the rate of 500, I want to now sell at the rate of 450. Getting it? So you want to sell at the rate of 450. So when entering the pack price, it's also important to enter the pack size or the pack quantity, which is how many sachet makes a pack, how many of that item makes a pack of it, right? Because when you're selling, you need to click. When you click on pack, what the system does, it multiplies the pack price by the pack quantity to give you the total amount. So if it's still 10, we leave it at 10, right? So this is for retail pack price. And we have the wholesale price. Let's say I'm changing it to 400 now. The wholesale price is that price which is the price where for people who do wholesale, and for those that will be using the professional plan, if you do wholesale, you can change it here. Why there are some, if you also included wholesale pack price. Wholesale pack price means you want to also be selling in pack for wholesale, just like we did for retail pack price. But most people don't. If you are buying wholesale, you are buying wholesale. Once you are done, just click on save. That's all. You've created, you've updated the price of those items. That's strictly it. Okay, so let's move further. So next, we can also update the barcode of an item. Let's say you made a mistake while creating the item, you didn't enter the right barcode, or maybe there's a change in the barcode where we come from, or the company has changed the barcode. It's straightforward. Just click on this pencil beside it again, then you put in the barcode, scan. Always remember, I always use a scanner to scan it, and you click on update. That's the change of the barcode. That's it. So let's look more on items. What they can work on items. So under still item management, now there are times you created an item and you want to delete it entirely. You don't want to modify it. You feel it's a mistake, you want to delete it. You understand? So for example, now like this tomato paste, you want to delete it, right? I'll just click, search the name. The quantity is 0, I click on it and until you see it is deleted. But there are cases where the system will not allow you to delete an item. When an item has a transaction, you cannot delete it. Rather, we always prefer you go and merge it with an original one that's there, right? So what's the transaction? Once you receive quantity into an item, the system assumes there's a transaction on that item already once you have received quantity into it. So for example, if I try to delete this Panadol S channel, it tells me now that item cannot be deleted, it already has transaction, right? So instead of deleting, I can go and merge that particular item with another. How do you merge an item? To merge an item, it means maybe one is correct and the other one is wrong. There are two different names, but it's actually the same item. So maybe some staffs are selling this one separately, selling this one separately. It's supposed to be one item, so you want to merge their file together. So you put in the correct one that you want to leave here first. So let's say I have Panadol. I want to merge Panadol with I think I have something wristwatch. I don't want wristwatch to be here, so I just click on merge items. So are you sure you want to merge this? I want to click OK to be merged. So it merges all the transactions on this on this wrong one to this, whether it is sales, purchases, transfer, whatever you do, it then merges it with this one. That's how it works. Okay, so also still on item management, there are cases where for supermarket users or some those people that have a print price tag, so you can also print the price tag on an item. So you can come to the under the admin menu, click on print price tag, then you select the item you want to print. Let's say wristwatch, for example. You see the wristwatch is 250,000. Click on it, it displays it, print it out, then you can put it under in the shelf where you place that item. That is how you print price tags, right? Whatever item, depending on whatever you're doing, you can print the price tag instead of using biro and using a pen to write the price tag. So instead, you can just print it there. You can just print it and go and paste it. And whenever you make a change, print it and go and paste it there. Okay, so that's that for item management. There are still some things we can still check under the admin menu. For example, you can add your bank. So during sales, you have to select your mode of payment. When you select your mode of payment, if it is bank or that is the transfer or POS, you have to select which of your bank that money is going to. So you have to create all of the banks that you use to receive money, be it your POS machine, be it your normal bank. So you have to create it. Let's say I have Zenith Bank. Put in Zenith there. If you can write it in full if you want. So Zenith Bank, then put in the account number. Zenith Bank account and add it. So during sales, you see the purpose of this, right? Then also you can also add your customers here. So this is where you add customers for those that are doing wholesale. For the wholesaler, you cannot sell without entering the name of the customers first, so that you can actually see the customer statement. If they are owing you, so system can assign it to them. If they pay debts, they fund their accounts and all that. So it's important you always create the name of your customers. If they are not on the system, please do make sure to create them. So you just come to add customer, you can add the call, let's say XYZ customer, put in their phone number, put in their address. If it's not there, you can put new, put in email address, then I'll just put new there, or you leave it like that and click on add customer. That's how you add your customer. So you can also update your customer info by clicking on edit customer info on the admin menu. Okay, so maybe there was a mistake on that customer's name, or maybe you want to change the address and all that. You can change whatever you want to change, then update the customer info, right? So under here as well, you can also manage your company details. So company details mean this is where you check your information, like your link to access the software. You can copy the link and give it to any of your staff to access it. So then also you can use it to create a shortcut on your desktop. And this video will also teach you how to create a shortcut with this on your desktop. We'll create a video to show you how to create a shortcut on your desktop so you can access the software immediately. Okay, right. So you have the registered. This is the day you started using DorthPro. You have the due date, that's your current package, when it's going to expire, when your current package will expire. That's this. Then there's a logo. You can change your logo by clicking on browse and selecting your logos, right? Upload it so that your logos can display when your receipts are printed out and given to your clients, right, to your customers. So if you want to change the name of your company, you can change it here, and so just click on update and everything will go through. That's the essence of that. Then also you can add stores for standard users and professional users. You can add locations. Remember, standard users, you can only add two. You can only add an extra location to the one you're currently in, right? While for professional users, you can add up to 4 locations. If you want to add multiple locations, then you have to subscribe to the enterprise plan by contacting Hosta Media, right? So you click on add store, click on location. That's the name of the store that what's the name you want to give it. I can say maybe Lekki store or Lekki store, whatever you want to call it. Then the address, put in the name of the address, 23 Lekki Way. I'm just saying. So put in the phone number, so that it's a phone number that will be displayed on the receipt when they print it out. Receipt there. So you see now, it's telling me you have reached the maximum number of stores allowed for your current package. Because I'm a professional, I think I've already created 4 locations already. So it's telling me please upgrade your plan and add more stores. So I cannot add that particular store. Okay, but that's how you add. So you can also update your store details. By updating store details, maybe you want to change the name of the store you are logged into, and you want to change the address or phone number, so you can make any editing here and simply click on updates, right? So that's how you change your store. That's how you update your store information. So that's about it for the admin menu. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's any questions or any comments or anything you want to add, you can please put it in the comments below, and we'll definitely get back to you. So do not forget to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to get more. Hit the notification bell to get more to get notified when we upload a new video. Remember, we are here to help you maximize the benefits of software solutions for your business, and also help you for those that are developing, that want to dive into development. We're also here to guide you. Thank you so much, and do have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.